Kai, what's Opa got right there?
A box.
And what do you want Opa to do with the box? What should I do with the box?
Stickers, peel stickers and open a box.
And what's inside the box?
A train.
All right, we shall open it up. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Anthony Dodge, Model Train Outsider, the Märklin Outsider, here with a very special first impressions video. Today I am going to introduce you to this. My latest arrival came in just today. This is very special because first of all, it is my first non-continental Märklin model. What do I mean by that? All my other Märklin locomotives and trains are German, Austrian, or Czech. Not even an American-based one. This is from the UK, and since I've been in the hobby, this is their first UK-based train. This is the Flying Scotsman. It is, and I'll put it up, model number 39968, a class A3 from the United Kingdom, Great Britain, steam locomotive, the famous Flying Scotsman. This is a major step by Märklin. So we're going to take a look at this, really give it a really good look at it, because it does have some major competition in the 00 scale on the British Isles. So let's get it out of the box, get it loaded up, and put it on the track and see what it looks like. Well, here it is out of the box. My first experience with Märklin trying to do a UK train, which means I'm doubly ignorant because I don't know UK trains well enough to really give you a review. And while I have a good opinion of Märklin quality, how this matches up to the Hornby or Bachmann or other companies that do this, we will decide. Now, this is the Flying Scotsman based on how it looked for its 100th birthday the last year or so ago. This particular model comes in at 495 grams, which actually puts it in the upper third of my models, although some German pages were talking about how lightweight it was, that they were worried the weight was a little too light. Now, this is a Class A3 locomotive. For those who follow UK trains, you would know that already. Now, I do not have any experiences with the Flying Scotsman. I've never seen the real thing. I've been looking at pictures. I have seen Flying Scotsman models in shops in the UK. And I saw Alan Wiles from Dragon Junction. I saw his Flying Scotsman, the Gold Edition, when I was at his place in 2022. So I don't have a lot of experience. So I will point out kind of what I've seen from some websites and some things, and then people can comment below on whether I hit it or not. But before we go into it, this has 32 sound and light functions. It actually has more because some of its sound functions are multiple on each function. It also does smoke. The tender is adjustable. In other words, for tight curves, you can actually move the tender back. The connector is a slotted connector, so you can actually move it back to create more space so it can handle tight radius 1 curves. Let's look at it. So as we move in, first of all, paint job. Now, to me, this is a very top quality paint job. I don't know if they nailed the color correctly, but if you look at just the lines on the boiler, how crisp and even they are, consistent they are, as well as just the consistency of the color. I don't know if that's the exact perfect green, but it is a very realistic, very sharp color. Not too bright, not too dull. Definitely has a metallic hue, and it should because it is metal. There are some plastic bits on it. The smoke deflectors are plastic. I think the smokestacks here are plastic, but I could be wrong. The piping here in copper coloring just looks plasticky. If it is metal, the paint job makes it look plasticky. I've also seen pictures of the railings here, and I've seen them where they are more of a metal color, and other times they are painted green, and in a couple, including that Hornby golden version, they're painted gold. So again, I don't know if that's realistic as we go through it. Now, what is impressive is typical Märklin mechanics, machinery. The gears here, the rods and gears in here are just exquisite. All metal and just very realistic looking compared to the pictures of the models I've seen. They really nailed the accuracy there. The rest of you can talk about coloration and wheels and such there. The detailing, again, very crisp and strong. You can look at the bogies, the coal, actually for a standard built-in coal, pretty good actually. Come around to the front and you can see its nameplate on the front, the lamps, the buffers. Unfortunately, the buffers are not sprung for UK guys. Those of you that really like sprung buffers, my apologies, it's not there. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but all the lights are on and working. You can see there's a little blinking red light on the front there. I'm going to move this back just a bit. But if I cut my hand over here, you can see those headlights are working. They work both directions. Whoops, I hit the wrong button. As I mentioned once or twice already, it does utilize smoke when the running sound is on. And it does have a boiler plate and coal fire function. Let's see if we can get some look at the interior details and continue going along the back. Now, I know UK guys are very heavy into glazing. You can see for yourself what's there. I'm going to turn the lamp on here so that we can try to get a look at the interior. It is a very tight angle, so my apologies, but there is detailing in there, coloring and so forth. So a very nice looking model. Now, I will tell you this, at the risk of being controversial. My Rheingold locomotive, my BR-14, or BR-18-4, I'm sorry, My BR-18-4 for my one Rheingold has much more intricate work, delicate work, and I think is in some ways a better looking locomotive. We'll turn that light off. It just, I mean, some of it's the color, but the detailing in it is definitely done up quite a bit. So you all can make your call there. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and run this in, and then let's get it on the track. And this time I will try to highlight some of its better features as it's running, since this is a special event here, the first Märklin UK model that I have seen since I've been in the hobby. Okay, so I've run it in, and now I have put it back on the track here, and we're gonna get ready and give it its test up the incline. And I've actually put a little oil in the pumper, so we'll see if it starts blowing while it's running. And there it goes. It's just getting started. I don't know if it's showing up on camera. And there you can see the I'm going to speed it up now. I did not put a lot in, so it's only briefly smoking. All right, nice slow go around. I don't know how well the smoke is showing up on camera. All right, getting ready to start heading up the incline. Let's see how it does it. Going smooth. No sound or hint of any delay there. So it handled the incline quite well. Now that was at half speed, about 60 kilometers an hour. We're going to move it up to 75. So now it's 75. I want to see if we can get in close and maybe see it puffing out the smoke here. I didn't put a lot in. Probably put too little in. So now coming in for its second pass. There should be able to see the smoke there. Now this is supposed to be digitally designed to work where the smoke and the chuffs and the sounds are all synchronized to be as realistic as possible. Alright, so let's talk about first impressions. It ran in quietly, beautifully, smoothly. It definitely, immediately is one of my best steamers in terms of how well it's running out of the box. I don't have a lot of experience and I don't want to try to play off that I know more than what I'm talking about. I own one Hornby steamer, a Mallard, and it's their low budget one, although maybe it's not even a low budget one. It cost me about 125 pounds. I own a very high-end Märklin Rheingold locomotive, an 18.4, 18.5, I forget which one, that came out of a deluxe set. That was a $1,300 set. I didn't pay remotely that much money for it. I paid about 1/4 of that. And then I have another Rheingold, the Bavarian Rheingold, which I think is an 18.3, which is an older model. It's from the very earliest 2000s. So one's from 2017, one's from 2000, then I've got the Mallard. And then I do have that Prussian P8 steamer. Compared to the Hornby Gold Edition, I would say that the Märklin is not as well detailed. But obviously the Gold Edition was a very special. This is meant to be how it looked restored, not in gold plating and so forth. So that's the only true model comparison I have. That's the only Flying Scotsman model I've had that in my hands is the Gold Edition Hornby, where the color strikes you because of all the gold. You people that know your UK models, because this is why this is weird. I'm an American who's not into steam locomotives. I've got a German model of a UK legend. Obviously, you can only go by what I'm trying to show on screen here, and I'm probably not even given the best up-close views. It is clearly well made, strong motor, handled the incline out of the box. Even some guys from Germany were saying they were concerned about it because it was lightweight to them. But at 495 grams that it came out on my machine, and on one channel I saw that weighed it, they said 493. So, you know, we're in the same realm there, give or take a gram. Is, you know, machines aren't that well calibrated. So it looks nice, it runs nice, the sound and light functions which get me are really cool. It's definitely a nice loco. What I like is it's sturdier. When I compare it to my two Rheingold locomotives, especially the really sharp one from 2017, that one I'm scared to touch. It has so many fragile pieces on it. It's got so much little detailing, much of it plastic, metal body, metal undercarriage and so forth, but it's got some plastic detailing on it. I'm scared to touch it. I have broken a couple of things on it by, you know, crashing it or bumping it or grabbing it the wrong way, and I fix those things. It's a gorgeous locomotive. Aesthetically, I think it's prettier than the Flying Scotsman, but the Flying Scotsman, I think, is overall probably a better made locomotive compared to that. Compared to the Hornby Mallard I have, they're not even on the same planet in quality. The gearing, the workmanship on the Märklin blows it away. I would have to actually really mess with a Bachmann or a Hornby one to get a better gauge of comparison. So those of you from the UK that love the Flying Scotsman and have models of it, you can look at your models and look at some of the close-ups I did with the video here. So I have babbled on for quite a while here. This is going to be a longer video than normal, but it's really a sharp one, and I'm trying to decide what cars to run with it because it'll be on my live stream, which this video will come out either late Thursday night, early Friday, my coming Friday live stream. I'm trying to decide whether I want to run the Hornby cars with it because I actually have a couple of Hornby cars that have NEM couplings and I can take the coupling off. The problem is that is the dining car and the sleep wagon, which is what you don't want right behind the locomotive. I thought maybe my really classy Rhinegold's would look very nice with it. So I'll have to make that decision before the live stream tomorrow. But if you guys watch this video before my live stream and want to say, hey, run those Rheingold cars with those really classy high-end Rheingold cars, or run these cheap Hornby, Bachmann, Gressley teak carriages that you've seen. Well, one of them actually says Flying Scotsman on them, so we'll see. I will test it tonight and tomorrow and see if it's feasible to run those 00, because that's the other thing, the 00 wagons might look too big on an HO version of the Flying Scotsman. Anyhow, after I said I was babbling a lot, I babbled some more. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with a couple of special shots here. And I will say, Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and happy trains. Take care, everybody.